So, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the game starts out by showing you a little newspaper clipping saying it's the grand reopening and all that good stuff about hiring. And when you work there, the phone guy introduces you to your new summer job, as he says, at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He tells you about the animatronics, starts telling you about different game mechanics for the first, 2 nights. Come night 3, he tells you the backstory of Foxy, who they tried remaking to be more kid-friendly, but so many kids just decided to take him apart and put him back together that the staff stopped fixing him every time, and he became referred to as the Mangle. Yeah, he became referred to as the Mangle. These are words that the phone guy used in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Night 3 recordings. So, as we know, Scott Cawthon himself is the one who voiced those. He voiced the lines and whatnot for the phone guy. So, that's Scott Cawthon himself saying that Mangle is indeed a he. So, yeah, there's all the evidence you need to prove that Mangle is indeed a guy. Alright then. That's out of the way. Towards the end of night 3, he mentions that he wants to ease our minds about any rumors we might have heard lately. He says that something tragic has happened out there, but dismisses any connection with the company as no more than rumors and nothing to be worried about. But we never hear what exactly the rumors are or what the tragedy could be. On night 4 of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we hear there's some investigation going on that they may end up closing for a few days later on. Night 5, though, he says the building's on lockdown and no one will be allowed in or out. Kinda strange when you came in around midnight to work, right? Because obviously you had to get in, and did they just, I guess, they just let you come in and then they initiate the lockdown, right as soon as you enter? I don't get it. But what's more is that he says that no one is allowed in or out, especially concerning any previous employees. And now is when it starts getting interesting, What's more is that he's saying that they're trying to contact the original owner of the restaurant. He says the place was called Fredbear's Family Diner or something along those lines. But apparently the place has been closed down for a few years and it could be challenging to get in contact. Why would they be trying to get in contact with the owners? And the place was originally called Fredbear's Family Diner, which a lot of people know is supposed to be the first joint in the restaurant. But I'll start talking later on. Night 6. If you come back for the Night 6 special night, it gets really bizarre. He sounds kind of worried for your safety. He sounds kind of panicky almost, saying that the place was closed down at least for a while in his words. Because apparently someone used one of the spare suits, a yellow one, and now the animatronics are acting strangely. Well, the place is closed down apparently, according to him. He also ends up saying that there's supposed to be a birthday party the next day. That's the last thing that's going to happen. That's the last scheduled event. And when the place eventually reopens, Phone Guy says he may take the night shift himself. But what? Yeah, that's what he said. So what does any of this have to do with Five Nights at Freddy's 4? Well, on the day 3 minigame that you get to play in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, you play as a scared child. It starts out with you under a table in a Freddy whatever establishment. We don't know what exactly it's called. And you have to run deeper into the building to avoid a man wearing what we seem to consider a Fredbear suit. It's this giant golden bear with a purple hat and a purple tie. And if you run deeper into the building, but then turn around, there's the Purple Man Easter egg, where you see the Purple Man with his little yellow badge helping a guy into the Springtrap costume. We can assume this is the phone guy, because, I mean, he's the one who was always giving the tutorials on how to actually do it, on how to put yourself into one of the spring lock suits. This takes place on the same day in relation to the night that phone guy tells you that a tragedy that any tragedy to take place out there, as he said, was in no way linked to the company. Come day 4, the scared child makes it outside, has to return to his house. Various people made jokes about his fears and remind him that he's going to have a birthday in 2 days. And on day 5, he's locked in the storage room with the spare parts and suits. No one's there to let him out, though, for some reason. On the corresponding night in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we learn that the place is on lockdown, and they aren't letting anyone in or out. According to the phone guy, they're especially strict with this rule when it comes to any previous employees. Day 6, the day of the party, woohoo, right? No, not at all. This is the day of that infamous bite of 87. What's truly important about it, though? Well, once again, with the corresponding tape in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we hear that the place is closed down because someone used one of the spare suits in the back, that none of the animatronics are functioning properly anymore, but that there's one more birthday scheduled, even though the place is going to be closed down. So I took a very short moment to just to take a quick breather and double check all my information that I've been looking into while recording this audio, since there's Quakecraft going on in the background. I'm very, very clearly not playing Quakecraft while telling you guys this, else I would not be able to form a cohesive thought. But anywho, so the summary, what can we learn from this? The recordings that you listen to in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 are not supposed to be for you, but for the guy who worked as the night guard during the fateful week in 1987, the summer of 1987. On that week, while we did not expect it, the first child to die was murdered on day 3. Because you see how he says the company takes no responsibility and is in no way linked to the tragedy that occurred, in quotation marks, out there, which means it's outside. And in the one minigame, you see the purple guy killing the crying child while the crying child is outside of the facility. That's the only time you see any killing occur outside of the facility. That was the first killing. And the other 5 children were murdered with the spring Bonnie suit come day 5. And because of this, the restaurant was closed to anyone not part of the party, and no one was there to stop the bullies from harming the scared boy who became known as the Bite of 87 victim. Where was the night guard, though? Well, I don't know. What we know to be the murders of the 5 children that took place in the Springlock Bonnie suit, and the Bite of 87 took place with the Springlock Fredbear suit. So, obviously those two would be discontinued. They wouldn't be in the new version of the restaurant, the grand reopened version. And what I can guess, the phone guy said that he would take the night shift when the facility reopened. Well, it reopened, and who's taking the night shift? Jeremy Fitzgerald, of course. So, from what I myself can gather, Jeremy Fitzgerald may in fact be the phone guy, also known as the murderer. And I mean, obviously these are all just guesses and assumptions, but based off of the evidence given to us in this situation, Jeremy Fitzgerald was in fact the phone guy. Just listening to his recordings back over, or just reminiscing about when he recorded those. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Something else we discovered, that the phone guy is, whether he be Jeremy Fitzgerald or not, when he is killed by the 5 spirits, you hear the recording. And what was very confusing was that he died in the first game, on like night 5, I think it was, night 4, night 5. Um, I don't have the exact date on me, but the two things you hear are the moans and then the Freddy jingle. My guess is that the moans are from the five children's spirits, and the Freddy jingle is from the arcade you see at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And that's why you see the murderer, the purple guy, with one of his hands up to his head, because he's actually talking into the phone and recording the message as he's being attacked. And that just makes a lot of sense. But, you know, these are all just my guesses, so if you guys think there's any actual reasoning in this conclusion, then share it with others, spread the word, give the video link to other people, and you know, just support the theory, I guess. Uh, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching me kick butt in Quakecraft, and more importantly, listening to what I have discovered and my findings on what Five Nights at Freddy's 4 has shown us. So, thanks everybody.